Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Sweet Tips here, and I've got about 70 grams of pure gold that I've dissolved in aqua regia. I'm going to pull this down off the heat and let this cool down. I'm going to add some ice to this, get this cooled off. This will cool the solution, dilute the solution, and precipitate out any silver chloride that I may have present. This is a first refining, and that solution looks pretty good for a single refining. Here's what's left in our filter. Let's get our solution out of this flask and into a clean beaker. I've got some sodium metabisulfite. And what we'll do now is go ahead and precipitate out the pure gold. This is going to be about 70 grams of pure gold. 7 spoons, that should do it right there. This is the gold down in the bottom of my gold refining waste container. And what we're going to do now is pour off the waste out of the gold that's been allowed to settle. I'm pouring some distilled water in here, and we're going to set this up on the heat and boil it with some distilled water multiple times to get all those chemicals off of there. I did 3 water boils. Just take a look at that gold, man. It just looks beautiful. Nice and caramel brown color like we like to see. We're going to pour this off now. This is our final water boil. here's what the gold looks like. Man, it just looks spectacular. I think what we'll do is we're going to repurify this gold in here. But before we do that, it doesn't reflect on it real bad. There we go. And I've got some bars of gold that I've got laying around. That's 549.6 grams of 24K pure gold. What we're going to do is put this gold in this big beaker back here. Let me get this out of the way. Actually, take the whole thing out of the way. Pull this beaker down. And now what I'll do is I'll add these chunks of gold to our beaker. Now what we'll do is add the gold powder here. It's already been refined one time to the beaker that contains our gold ingots. Slop, slop. I'm going to rinse it out with some hydrochloric acid to get it all out of this beaker. Let's go ahead and add some more hydrochloric acid to this. Let's see, I got like 20 ounces of gold in there. So let's start off with 1 liter of hydrochloric acid. I will add a little bit of sulfuric acid as usual to take care of any lead that may be present. Shouldn't be any lead in here, but we're going to add it anyway. Now what we'll do is cover this up. We're going to set it up on the heat and start heating up our mixture of sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, and pure gold. Let's measure out about 400 milliliters of nitric acid. We're going to add this to our funnel here. Make sure the valve is shut off before we try to pour this stuff in. Got the gold heating up in hydrochloric acid. Now what we'll do is go ahead and get our acid flow started up here. Just going to drip the acid in slowly and try to redissolve all this gold, about 20 troy ounces. There we go. Gonna just drip this in real slow and let this reaction take its time. This is a little over 4 hours into the reaction. I've added about 600 milliliters of nitric acid and about 2 liters of hydrochloric acid. I'm going to reinvigorate the reaction with another 400 milliliters of hydrochloric acid. And as long as I can see fumes being produced, that means we're still dissolving the gold. And I think I've got about 90% of the gold dissolved. But this will perk the reaction back up. There's plenty of nitric in there. I just need to get enough hydrochloric added to complete this reaction. There it is. You can see the gold bars are almost gone. Probably 90% dissolved so far. About 4.5 hours into the reaction. I've got 99% of the gold dissolved now. And it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:15 actually. And there's just a few little pieces left. I guess there's one kind of solid bar left right there. Alrighty, the time right now is about 1:40 a.m. And I think I pretty much got just about everything to dissolve. There may be one little tiny chunk left in there, but I'm 99.9% in solution now. And so what we'll do is I'm going to conclude the video right here and go in and get some rest, and we'll come back out in the morning and we'll continue with this series. But for now, this will complete part 1 of the 20 troy ounce 24K Monster Bar video series. Thank you for watching.